Savers.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you, Irene.
I'm still next time we do the show, I won't have this little stupid mic going back to the original mic.
Every time you move your chair, I can hear it squeak, or it's Ray's.
It's his.
All right.
Yeah, it's not locked.
Because mine doesn't squeak, baby girl.
I got a bad chair. I got a bad system.
Elks? Is it an Elks chair?
I got a few more Elks chairs back here.
I would
here
love an Elks chair. We
Send that-
have some Elks chairs my mom has some old Elks chair, like the old red leather, like pleather.
Oh, these are what these are. $3 a piece. The Elks.
Mine were free, baby. You'd like them even more.
These were free. I
just falling back.
I just inherited these.
Yeah.
If it stays in Queen's Landing, it is now the Queen's.
Hey, if you leave them at my house for X amount of time, it's mine.
It's branded. It's
4
just
hours.
a vagina with a blunt across it.
The Creed.
Pussy and ash, baby. Here's the Creed. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show, Wednesday edition, AFC East Outlook. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, rate, review. If you're listening on the podcast, wherever you get your podcast, please do the same. Subscribe, rate, review, and always tell your friends. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show. White birch, ever heard of it?
Yes.
National New Hampshire Ray address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Nice hat, Bill.
Thank you.
Got that on the good side of Amherst Street, White Birch Brewing.
Definitely
location.
not the bad side. That's for damn sure.
Definitely not the bad side. Get on down to the brewery. It is on the good side of Amherst Street, 460 Amherst Street. Get yourself a flight.
Beer?
Get yourself a pint. Get yourself a beer. Get yourself a hat, whatever you want to get it. If you can't get it there, go to your local beer store, wherever you get it. Tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. So we're going to do a little bit of AFC East talk, boys. Get into some football. We had the preseason start up, and I just want your overall impressions of what we think it looks like. I believe last year, I don't think any of us were correct in our expectations, except I think I was the closest because I told you the Dolphins were going to suck, and basically
They also picked the Patriots to go to the AFC Championship game, so we'll pretend
He
that
picked them
never
to go to the
happened.
Super Bowl.
Oh,
No.
even better.
Yeah.
Those are two different shows.
My bad.
I picked them to win the division, okay, and then after that I got drunk, so nothing I said.
I
after
think
that
Bill's
was-
the only
was
one that
fine.
got right. I think Bill's the only one that picked the Buffalo Bills to go to the AFC East.
Well, that's because he's a pussy, and that's the easy pick. It'll probably be the easy pick again this year as the division winning. They try to get 2 in a row here. The Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen, who's clearly the best quarterback in the division, really took a step last year. Should they be the favorites though? What are some reasons that they could fail? I gave you a couple on the email. If you have some more, throw them out there, Bill. Why will the Bills not? I'm not asking if you think they will. I'm asking why would they not win the AFC or AFC East outside of Josh Allen getting hurt?
I think their run game's suspect. Singletary is there, Moss, and they brought over Matt Breida, who was in Miami last year, who really didn't do anything, truthfully. So, I mean, that there, and I think they're a little weak on the defensive front. Their defense as a whole is pretty weak. I thought last year their offense kind of carried them. They took a step back since 2019. I thought their defense was really good in 2019. But, I mean, without Josh Allen, a healthy Josh Allen, you're still looking at the number 1 team in the division. I expect them to repeat. I honestly, just kind of looking at the landscape of the AFC right now, I still expect them to kind of battle with Kansas City for the number 1 seed to get a bye in this league. I don't think last year was a fluke. I think they're well coached and that offense is great. If everyone, you mentioned in the email, if Stephon Diggs goes down, if he's healthy, I like what they have there. I like Cole Beasley, unless he infects everybody with COVID. But I think that offense is still good outside the run game. The way Josh Allen's playing, and he played last year. He had 9 rushing touchdowns, 44 touchdowns total.
Did I ask the question why they would win or why they wouldn't win?
Wouldn't.
Okay.
Oh,
You got anything else for that?
I said running game and defense.
Okay, running game, defense. Ray, you got anything else for why the Bills will not win the division?
It's Buffalo. When's
That's what I was looking for.
when's the last time an AFC East team other than the Patriots repeated as AFC East winners?
Ooh,
Can't
good
tell-
question.
Couldn't tell you. So therefore, they're going to come back to earth. It's Buffalo. Josh Allen just got paid heavily, $240 million, I believe, and $150 million guaranteed. Highest paid.
How many pennies is that?
Too many. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I've always had the narrative: if you get paid, you usually take a step back because you don't, what do you got to fight for now? Like bet you had your initiative of getting paid, be that top paid guy. He is now that top paid guy. So what does he have to fight for? So might take a step back on that front.
Yeah, he's lost some incentive. It's also a lot of pressure that comes on there. I also just think if you look at Josh Allen's career, he had a slight upward trajectory from his rookie year to his second year. And then last year, he skyrocketed. Now, Brian Daboll's there. They called great games for him last year. They put him in really good situations to be successful. They got Stephon Diggs, who had a awesome year last year.
All pro year, really. What do you have, 127 catches, something like that? Something crazy?
Really unbelievable. And avoided injury, which was big for him. He usually doesn't do that. I just think if you look at that naturally Josh Allen and that offense is going to come back to earth a little bit. To your point, Bill, they didn't have a run game last year. It's hard to sustain that type of offensive success without a run game. They were playing in empty stadiums with Josh Allen, who I think still has, and experience tells us, has a little bit of a loose head and makes some questionable decisions in crunch time with pressure on him. When you're not playing in front of 60,000 fans, that makes it a little bit easier. So I think all of those things combined, I think you can expect Josh Allen and the Bills to take a step back, at least offensively, moving into the season. Also, they're going to be facing tougher competition. You won the division, you get the division winners across your schedule. You're going to be placed in those situations where the Patriots have been for 20 years. That's why it's so hard to repeat as division winners. And I don't think their defense got much better from what your point, Bill. Last year, their defense was a little bit overrated to start and then showed their true colors towards the end. And what did they really do to address that? They signed a couple of their own guys. They didn't really go out there and make any big moves. So yeah, I don't think they improved in areas that they were weak, and I expect them to take a step back offensively. So that combined with the Patriots spending out of their ass to improve their roster, I expect it to be a closer division race. And let's be honest, it's just between the Patriots and the Bills. So I asked the question, what is it about the Patriots that gives you some confidence that they could take advantage of this, or what needs to happen for the Patriots to surpass the Bills here? I'll go with Ray, seeing as Bill already gave us all the reasons the Bills are fucking winning the division.
So everything that the Patriots have other than quarterback is the reason why they can take advantage of this Buffalo Bills team. If we have a better quarterback, if Cam plays better than he did last year, we could take full advantage. We could compete for the AFC East. But I feel like the Patriots did, $250 million worth of damage on the free agent market, plus a pretty good draft, that they could compete with these guys now.
Bill, as a Patriots fan, a glimmer of hope outside of Josh Allen going down, I'll give you Stephon Diggs going down or some other injuries. Where do you see the Patriots making up ground and making it a competition at least?
Clearly, I mean, for those things to happen, if Allen and Diggs went down, then yeah, the Patriots are going to win the division. But you're two. I mean, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the division. You can't compete with Cam Newton or Mac Jones. That's where you're falling. It's a big problem right now. And you still got, as we discussed on our Tuesday show, you still got a little bit of question marks in your secondary for the Patriots. And then health's a big problem. You see Hunter Henry banged up. You see Jonnu Smith banged up. That's a big thing. You're the only advantage you have right now on paper is your run game. I think you have a good combination with Harris, Michelle, and James White. But that's
put some respect on Ramadama Ding Dong's name, please.
Ramondre Stevenson, aka Ramadama Ding Dong. And I disagree with you. I think I think Ray's right. I think you have advantages across the board outside of quarterback almost.
And wide receiver.
And I'll give you why. I'll give you the Patriots a run game. I'll give you the Patriots their offensive line, and they're like sixth in the league.
Well, I think the Patriots have O-line, which gives you the run game. So the
Bills have Stephon Diggs. They have Emmanuel Sanders. They picked up in the offseason. Cole Beasley, great slot guy. And they have their tight end Knox. He isn't that bad, but I mean, I think he's
sure. He's had some big catches against the Patriots.
Yeah.
I'll give the Bills the check mark at quarterback, of course, at pass catchers, and then it kind of stops there. I'm going O-line Patriots. I'm going running game Patriots. I'm going defensive line and front seven, if you want to combine that, to the Patriots. Cornerback, if Stephon Diggs comes back in the secondary. I think it's pretty even there with Tre'Davious White in Buffalo, obviously a stud. But they got thrown on left and fucking right last year. I'm going edge Patriots on that by a little bit. And then we got coach. Obviously, I'm going to the Patriots there. The defensive unit as a whole, I'm going Patriots. So I think outside of the most important position in sports and the guys that he's throwing to, you have advantages across the board. And if you can maximize those and get a decent level of play out of your quarterback and not fumble the ball away at the one in Buffalo, I give him a chance to take this division. I mean, you should have taken at least one game from him last year anyway, with a 7-6, 7-9 team. So I think it's going to be closer than you think, Bill. I think it's going to be closer than you think.
7-10, 7-10, 7-6,
7-10 this year.
Yeah.
Let's take just a couple minutes to completely shit on the bottom of the league, unless you have a different opinion this year on the Dolphins, who I told you last year were going to suck and forever suck. I think this year potentially could be worse. They actually were okay with Fitzpatrick for a stretch there last year. They're actually good. And then they sat him like a bunch of fucking morons to get Tua some playing time experience. And little did we know, he didn't even look at the fucking playbook when they put him in. So I'm assuming he has now, but he doesn't look good anyway. So your thoughts on the Miami Dolphins going into the season, Bill?
Yeah, they're looking like the third best team in the division. I don't trust Tua at all. You had some big whiffs in free agency last year when you lost Van Noy that you just cut after year one, and that I forget the safety that they cut to
team captain safety who
team captain and it might be Bryant. Anyways, yeah, I just don't think they're that good. You see it now. Will Fuller, another free agent wide receiver you brought in, he's banged up already. And their first round guy, Waddle, is that not Waddle? The other Alabama guy, not Devontae Smith. Who's the Alabama guy? Anyway, he hasn't looked great. Look with Tua right now. Devontae Parker came off the pup. He's hurt. So, I mean, I don't trust it. I don't think Brian Flores kind of knows what he's doing, especially in the personnel department. You just paid $31 million for one season to Kyle Van Noy. So, I mean, there's some question marks there. And I just don't think he seems like he's in that Belichick coaching tree of being a better coordinator than a head coach, truthfully.
It's McCain, and it is Waddle. You're right, Bill. It is Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle, right? Good call, Bill. Yeah, Ray, you have to look at Brian Flores down there. Definitely got a spark out of that team when he first went to Miami as a head coach. We had Fitzpatrick come up here and beat the Patriots in week 17 that cost the bye week. And we don't need to revisit that, but I think that was all Brian Flores and that coordinator type of energy that you can bring and get a team up for a game or two or a series of games. But when it comes to management and leadership, this guy, I think, is striking out all over the place in terms of why guys are leaving, why guys want to leave. Now you have your best cornerback threatening to hold out to get a couple more bucks. Clearly, he doesn't think things are going in the right direction. Ownership has always been a fucking mess down there. So since Don Shula left, they have had no fucking direction. Even with Jimmy Johnson and a couple playoff runs, they've had no direction, no clear understanding of what they want to do. They should have, even with the sexual allegations, they should have traded Tua in their third pick and got Deshaun Watson. They would have put themselves in a position for 10 years to be okay.
So many in South Beach.
Oh, yeah.
So many more massage therapists there, fingering his butthole.
Mr. Kraft, where'd you go for that?
Dude, you know it. You know it's going to happen.
Allegedly. So with all that being said, that's my little rant on Miami. I'll let you know where I stand. Ray, do you have any different type of thoughts on them coming into the season?
I disagree with you on the Brian Flores thing. I think it's more of the ownership. They went out there, they spent a lot of money thinking they could compete. Brady's gone. Let's spend a lot of money, see if we can get that AFC East title. And I think it backfired on them when they didn't have Tua as the guy that they thought they had, because obviously he was trade discussions in the offseason. So I think Brian Flores is doing a great job down there, defensive wise. Offensive wise, Tua, he isn't that guy. But I think it's more management getting rid of these guys. They spent a lot of money, and he's always been a cheap guy. Bill, do you know who the owner is? Steve
Ross.
Stephen Ross, and he's
J-Lo, Mark Anthony.
Yeah, they're always about money first. They're not about putting a good product on the team. So I think that's what's going down there. And he's just working with what he's got. And it's not going to amount to anything in the AFC East this year.
Well, that's fine. But even the year that they spent a bunch of money, they didn't make the playoffs.
Exactly.
So,
but they put all their money on Tua, thinking Tua was going to be the savior down there, the next Dan Marino to lead them to the promised land. And it wasn't. He's not.
Well,
that's
personnel, and that's Brian.
But it's first year. I mean, that's what we
Is that Brian Flores or is that the GM who went out there?
I don't trust Brian Flores. I think Brian Flores, I think that he's rubbed people the wrong way. I think as a coordinator.
You fired your offensive coordinator after your first year that you brought over with Chad O'Shea for the Patriots.
Decision. He's the fucking head coach. He's not the defensive coordinator. He's the head coach. He's the CEO of that team on the field. You can't just be good on one side and good on the other. You can't fire your offensive coordinator because you think this guy's going to come in for your quarter. Like, no, it's been handled poorly. It's been handled poorly, and the players are reflecting it. I missed that one. We only have a couple minutes here. That's all it needs for Jets talk. Zach Wilson finally reported to Jets camp after basically holding out.
You mean Johnny Manziel 2.0? Thank you very
Bill
much.
called down a year ago.
Yeah, Bill, please, by all means.
Colin Cowherd, if you're listening again, by all means, let us know. You can come on the show and steal some more of Bill's takes. The reports out of camp from management, of course, unnamed sources from Jets camp. What a fucking, speaking of shit shows, it's Sam Darnold all over again from an unnamed source from Jets camp. Zach Wilson has come out after throwing a bunch of picks and said, yeah, well, let's just get him out of the way now. Start taking some chances, see what I can get away with in practice. They're fucked. They suck. They're not going to be good. Zach Wilson might be Peyton Manning out there. They're still not going to be good, and he's going to force his way out because they suck, and it's a terrible environment.
He's an entitled rich prick. His family owns JetBlue. He's been getting, well, I take it back. I don't know how rich he is if his uncle's making his family fly commercial at $500.
No, that's super rich. It's just like, Ray, your cousins do like similar stuff.
Yeah,
when they need to be
holiday
frugal.
season too. Yeah.
That's how rich people get rich, Bill.
Like a week-long holiday season, right?
A little more, a couple days.
Candles.
9 crazy nights.
It's 8
fucking
crazy nights, you
damn it,
idiots.
Damn it, Ray. Damn it.
7:37.
I don't even know how that one's going to work. The uncle charging $600 a seat for flights for friends and family on flights to go see his kids play or nephews play or whatever on an airline that he owns.
It's just not a good look.
It's not good right now. You got to get that money back.
I saw it. I was saying it before the draft, man. You're Johnny Manziel. You come for money. You've had some questionable character stuff with douchiness written all over you. I wanted no part of this guy if he fell to the Patriots at 16. I wanted no fucking part of it. And you're seeing it in Jets camp. If you're throwing pick after pick after pick and you're the number 2 pick, clearly you're not ready. You have no succession plan behind him right now. I mean, you don't need a succession plan, but you need a number 2 right now. You have nobody. You had Joe Flacco. Did he retire? Or is his corpse still there?
He's not there
in Philly.
Yeah.
Ew.
Tossing bombs in Philly. You see that exhibition game?
Philly's made for Joe Flacco.
Yeah, man.
Trash bag Joe Flacco deserves that city.
It's a good point that they have no plan behind him, and there's no plan around him either. The Jets are like the Orioles. They're a walking case study for relegation in American sports. They should be on the list. They won't go winless though, right? They'll pick up a win.
They'll get one.
Will they be worse than Houston?
Who are they going to beat?
I haven't seen their schedule, but they'll
the
steal
pause
one.
was beautiful.
Do they play Houston? They'll beat Houston.
We play Houston, so we might.
They should play Houston. Yeah, they'll play Houston. They should beat the Texans.
Hold on,
Deshaun Watson doesn't play.
Please hold.
All right, look quickly. If you can pull the schedule up, Ray, let's quickly do a Jets schedule run through wins and losses.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep, go.
Opening day, Panthers.
Loss.
Us, week 2.
Loss.
Week 3, Broncos.
Loss.
Week 4, Titans.
Loss.
Week 5, the Falcons.
Loss.
Week 6, the Patriots again.
Loss.
Week 7, the Bengals.
Where is that?
At Jets.
When?
All
week
right.
7.
Colts.
Loss.
Oh, okay.
You gave him a win?
I'll give them a win.
Oh,
Against
you
the
fucked
Bengals.
up the shtick, Bill.
Okay. Colts.
Loss.
Bills.
Loss.
Dolphins.
Loss.
Texans.
Win. Yeah, they got
Win. Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
only win. I give them.
So November 28th will be their only win of the season. Then it's Eagles, Saints, Dolphins, Jaguars, which could be another one, Bucks, and Bills.
Yeah, they're
Jags.
losing all those.
I'll give them a chance against the Jags. The Saints should be straight. Sean Payton should have them good enough to beat the Jets by then. One win against the Texans. That's all I'm giving them.
Okay.
Joe Burrow will beat him. Joe Burrow, top 5 quarterback in the NFL, will beat him.
I never said that.
In New York.
I never said that.
Check the ledger, please, Pam Aaron.
Check the ledger, please.
It's a 10-year bet, bitch tits.
I thought it was 5 years.
It was 5 years, and he's 2 years in, and it's
we're
not
2 years in, and we're winning, baby.
What was the bet? You got to cut your ball sack off? Your giant ball sack off?
Hold on, it was supposed to be $50, but you know how Ray is that we have to split the $50. Now he has to lose $50 from each of us.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the beefed out section.
Yeah.
All right, final predictions here for the AFC East. Bill, I'll start with you, as we all kind of know where you're going. Give me your final rundown 1 through 4, the winner to 4th place.
I think I got Buffalo, Patriots, Miami, and the Jets.
Yeah, that I think that's probably where Vegas has it too. Ray?
Fuck it. Patriots, Bills, Jets, Dolphins.
Oh, all right. Well, that one's can be thrown away. That's going to screw up all things. I'm going to go Pats, and I think it's close. I mean, I'm just going to go Pats to be different from Bill because Rays didn't count. But I think it's Pats, Bills in a tiebreaker kind of situation. Miami a distant third, and the Jets with 1 win against the Texans. But I think it's going to come down to can you look up real quick? Bills Patriots. When's their last game against each other?
Week 17, I think.
Is it that late?
I think
Keep talking.
Oh no, wait, hold
on. I think that I mean, and I'm selfishly rooting for it to be worth that much. Mac Jones is in at that point in time. He
Mac Jones wearing knee brace at practice. Oh, look at that.
Week 15.
Week 15, okay.
It's the Dolphins they finished with. Yes. Yeah,
December 26th is the last game at Gillette Stadium.
Okay. And just real quick, as we should know, this is a sports show. So, Bill, that knee brace was just a preliminary precaution thing for Mac Jones. There is absolutely nothing wrong with his knee, other than it's probably doughy. This has been the Silver Mind Sports Show, Wednesday edition, AFC East Outlook, August 18th. We will we'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.
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 With our
we'll see you on Thursday for our Bills interview with our Bills insider a week late.
That's all right.
Colt Schroeder.
No, it'll be good. It'll be an AFC talk and then some Bills talk.
Distant Ray relative.
Distant. Bill let him have it, and he let us know what he thought about it.
I didn't say shit.
He did. You said hello.
None of this is usable. Fuck.